Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday, right? With good food and great people.
Yes. Hopefully you all are doing really well. Welcome. Would love to know your favorite dessert as we get prepared to kick things off.
Yeah.
This is the amazing Stephanie Tavares, Doctor. Sorry, I don't want to.
Things have changed.
Dr. Stephanie Tavares.
Thank you so much,
You're
Kizzy.
welcome.
Yes, team. Things have definitely changed since we last met for our first session.
I know, our first good food, great people.
Yeah. But I want to introduce you all to Kizzy Dominguez. Woo woo.
Kizzy in the house.
Yep. So I see we already got some people joining us.
We do. Let's see. Well, I know there's, we also know there's like a little bit of a delay too. So some of you may be responding. The thing about us coming together and kind of the why we come together is because we want to, because many of you, even before COVID, maybe you worked at home, or maybe Friday was your work from home day, AKA the day you were surfing on the internet. But, and so perhaps you want to eat with other people. You don't want to eat alone.
Right.
And because it can be kind of weird where you're just kind of at your house and you're like, okay, and then the days kind of blend together. So we thought, well, this is a great opportunity for us to all come together.
Absolutely. Have
some food, talk, interact. And of course, as always, for those of you that remember, we are doing a giveaway. So we're going to have a giveaway. It may be cash, might be a gift card. Who knows the why? Who knows what it's going to be? But in the interim,
who knows
what the question is?
Right.
I don't even know if I know the question.
Right.
So who knows? But we're really happy to be here. We are live in fabulous Miami Beach. It's a glorious place despite all the chaos. The weather is pretty great today. It's pretty great. So would love to know your favorite dessert, for you all to introduce yourselves, and we'll start to kind of kick things off here. So while we wait for that, those of you that may have seen like the ad, maybe, you came across it, maybe you didn't. Our food today, you might want to show them too. I don't know how to best show them with the way the camera's situated, so I'm going to move the microphone a little bit. So this is food prepared by friends that cook. So which dish is that? Is that the swordfish?
Yes, this is the one that I've been eyeing, everyone.
Oh,
it's the grilled swordfish over...
Oh, wait a minute. That's the...
Oh my God, this is the chicken.
This is a chicken. Oh no,
this is the tuna.
Oh, it's the tuna. Okay, look, there's so many options. We're loving it.
It actually looks like this one looks like chicken. I didn't really realize that.
But it looks amazing. You got to show it again. Here, we'll take off the giveaway.
All right, so this is the orange soy marinated tuna served with blistered green beans, red peppers, carrots, and roasted asparagus.
Oh, very nice.
So I can never do this at home, like this really cute medley of vegetables that you see here. So I'm definitely really excited to hear about your experiences with your professional
I'm
chef.
Excited too. And also I want to know, we did not bring out the asparagus. So in case you're like, where is the asparagus? I saw green beans. I got you. Right. I promise you there's asparagus, but we
have a lot of food.
Had a big breakfast.
Yeah.
Had a big breakfast. Okay. And this one is...
This is the one that I mean, first of all, because it's something that Kizzy has done to, I guess, meal prep for the week. So it comes, she prepares and it comes in these containers. And I just want you guys to peep the skills of how I plated.
Of Miss Denise.
Right. Of how I plated Denise's food here. So this is going to be the grilled swordfish over carrot, cauliflower mash, and zucchini zoodles.
Oh, zoodles sounds good.
Instead of noodles, it's zoodles.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. All right, so that's our second plate. And of course, we're just showing you all. We are definitely going to taste it. We'll tell you all about the experience with
Before though, Miss Stephanie, Dr. Stephanie, before you dive into the next dish.
Okay, perfect. Oh yeah.
No. We have Miss Camilla. She said her favorite dessert is oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I have an issue with sweets. I haven't eaten a cookie I don't really like. That sounds so yummy.
Yes.
Sounds scrumptious. Sounds
Love
really,
that.
really. Oh, Jenny likes ice cream.
Jenny!
Awesome. Hi, Jenny. I miss Jenny. Oh, I love ice cream.
What kind of ice cream?
Yeah, what
Jenny?
kind of ice cream, Jenny? What kind of ice cream? Let's see.
Just to give you guys a heads up, you might find this weird, but I love green tea ice cream. It's my favorite. So, that really counts. What type of ice cream we're talking about.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, I don't like dairy at all. Like I shared with Stephanie that none of these dishes have dairy or carbs. So I'm on a mission, y'all. I'm on a mission. And I don't like dairy, so I'm not a big ice cream person. But chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, I'll take one for the team. I'll eat like a whole bunch of them. Just sharing. So cool. I like the green tea.
I just like that it's like oatmeal and chocolate. So there's a little, you don't feel it's so bad because of the oatmeal part. So I see you, Camilla.
Oh, I love that too. Okay, so Miss Jenny, ice cream with cinnamon. Oh, cinnamon bun dough. Oh, girl, where is that? Are you in Indiana? Where is that? Oh my gosh.
Ice cream with cinnamon. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that as well.
Where is that, Jenny? Oh my goodness. Because here in Florida, there's this, I think it's called Knottberry Farms, something like that. And they're known for these massive,
Knottberry Farms. Okay, I need to.
Massive cinnamon rolls. Like people would wait in line. They were open a little bit during COVID. And there are places locally that'll buy the cinnamon rolls and make ice cream out of them.
What you said is that on the beach? Because there's one place in Homestead that people
it's in Homestead.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have one. So I went to Homestead because my uncle lives there, and he's like, we just came from a huge line with these cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
He's like, and I was also, when you try to keep your figure, you're like, he was like, you want one? I was like, no, I'm on a diet, and he was just like. He was like, you won't regret it. I had it like a one piece, and I was like, can I just have the whole thing?
Yeah, they're like legendary. They're they're just like they're sought after. So Jenny said it's Briar. Oh, it's Briar. So hey, that means we can get it locally then.
Jenny, thank you.
That's really good.
And then Camilla had mentioned that Jess loves cannolis. Ooh, cannolis are good.
Jess, that's good. Cannolis. Jess. Yeah, cannolis are tasty. And then Dana, what did she say, Miss Dana? What
Dana? Cheesecake, gelato, Cold Stone Creamery ice cream. The list can go on.
I love this about Dana because she always has I love Dana that you're not like, look, it's just like cheesecake. You're like, look, it's desserts. I like that. I feel like you're open to like a dessert party.
Yep, definitely. She loves desserts, and especially cheesecake from Junior's. They has to be the original kind. Oh, yep, okay. I know you, Dana.
Wow, I love that. So
awesome.
Okay. I love that. Thank you all for engaging with the desserts here. So we went to the third one. Yeah, we have the third dish here.
This is officially everyone the chicken. So as you see here is rosemary garlic chicken, and it's served with roasted broccoli and cream spinach. Now this is going to be a big test for me, Kizzy, because I don't really like creamy items, but this smells and looks so good.
It does. You gotta get it into the.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, that looks good.
It doesn't look heavy. It looks really good.
And remember, this is dairy free. So she used coconut milk.
Okay, that's why it smells so good.
There's no dairy. So you'll find out. I'll share with you kind of how it works. This is not like a sponsored video by them. It's just again showing that there are options, whether you cook your own food or you use some type of service, delivery or service, or somebody cooks food for you in your house.
Yeah, like what are those other delivery service that it comes blueberry cheesecake.
Yeah, Rodwa said blueberry. I love that.
Yes.
Rodwa blueberry cheesecake representing overseas. What blueberry cheesecake sounds good. That sounds tasty.
But what are those services, those meal services that they come unprepared but like with the right serving size and you have to cook it yourself?
Like the the box.
Yeah, the box.
I don't know. Any of you use those? Like what was it called? Like
Fresh.
Blue Apron, Freshly.
Blue Apron.
And,
yes, the Blue Apron. There's one that's like fresh something.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember we did like one here.
How was that? How was your experience with those boxes?
No. I mean, just me. It's just me.
Right.
I mean, I can cook. I mean, I have, believe it or not, graduated from the days of only wanting barbecue chicken pizza and chicken,
really
fried
good,
chicken,
though.
which Jenny can tell you all about at another episode. But I've definitely graduated from those days. But it wasn't my thing. We have one more.
Apple pie cheesecake. Juniors, I'm telling you.
Oh, wow. Apple
Juniors.
pie. Is it like Lori, is it apple pie flavored or is it like cheesecake with apple pie in the middle? Because y'all know, have you guys seen those before where you have like the 7-layered cake and it's like an apple pie and a cheesecake and a cookie? Okay.
But where can we find one?
We
might have to do
online.
A dessert episode.
We may have
this
to.
May have
we
to.
may
this
have
is
to.
turning into a dessert tasting episode.
Yes, girl, that Monocle's pizza was the business. And Grand Tool. Girl, Grand Tool was it was so good. That barbecue chicken pizza. Poor Jenny put up with me. She knew me back when I was 18, 16.
But that
17.
still sounds good. Barbecue, take me out for barbecue pizza any day.
It's so yummy. It was so yummy. So, okay, so we're going to serve a little bit of this. And also because, we especially, I don't know if you all have kind of come across this. I know like randomly some people have brought this up or it's kind of been top of mind for some. I mean, it makes sense. And that is around like hiring. So, one thing is, kind of COVID has impacted hiring. I know this is kind of like a weird transition, but hey, please bear with me, everybody, bear with me. So I thought, man, this would be kind of interesting to talk about today because people are still hiring. Like we're hiring, we're looking for inspectors. I'm looking for a social media manager. I'm going to get through that and bring somebody on like probably the end of September. Early October, but there are other places that are hiring. I know the unemployment rate is still, I think it's around 10 or 11%. And for some people, some areas that may differ. Thank you so much. But, you know,
when we were looking it up, Kizzy, wasn't it that the average unemployment rate was about 4%? And then it and then it jumped 10%, like that's 10% is a lot.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
Yeah.
It's a huge number of people who are impacted. And I know many of you that are watching, you're more than well aware of it. So I'm just curious, are these some things that you've come across where, you've been impacted? And as you ponder, I'm going to circle back because I asked Lori about it. Okay. As crust crumbles and apples in between and okay. Bye, Lori. Get over that. I don't know.
That sounds
good. Delicious. That sounds delicious.
Funny thing is professionals are being hired for high-ranking jobs.
Thank you, Carissa. That's good to know. Thank you for representing Carissa's out there in Alabama.
Hey, Carissa.
What? I mean, that's so true.
I wonder, so why is that? Why is it more?
Wow. Unemployment rates have doubled in COVID.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep, because it was 4 and then it went up 10. So yeah, it has doubled.
Yeah, it's insane how that's happened. It's really insane. Yeah, it is interesting. I don't really know as far as like the why some of the professional positions. I know locally, and maybe some of you have experienced this too, like there's been an uptick in hiring like Amazon warehouse and food delivery, because here in Miami Beach, you cannot, in Miami-Dade, you cannot dine indoors. You can only dine outside or get food delivered. Right. Do you want more?
No, I'm good. I'm good for right
now.
Oh,
I didn't get a broccoli. And then, so then they have a need.
For, definitely, especially for like drivers, people who pick up food and supplies. I feel like a lot of people are also just because they're doing those things are having more of a flexible schedule too.
Right, definitely. Mm-hmm. And so then it's definitely impacted how you interview. Hey. But it's definitely impacted how you interview because you can't just say, oh, come in or pick up a resume. So I imagine that many people are using like a Zoom, a virtual
platform to interview.
Yeah.
I saw that people are looking into, or some companies that are, top notch have been looking at virtual reality interviewing, where I can actually, instead of just hearing how you feel, or even because sometimes you still miss things virtually, when you're right, like how we are right now, right? But you can see like their legs and their hands and like all the different.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, you can basically see them. It's like you're both in the same room together, except virtually. Like some people thought that we were last time.
Yeah, they thought. Excuse me. Last time they thought we weren't in the same place, and we are, because we're both. We've taken the correct precautions.
Yes, definitely.
So that's why we're close and things of that nature. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting with the VR.
VR is a thing.
VR.
And just regular video platforms, having phone interviews.
Yes.
My biggest thing is, you have the side of the recruiter and the person, the hiring manager, for example, who's actually doing the interviewing. But for the interviewee, how do you manage that? I mean, I know a lot of people are working from home with other people working from home, their kids, their husbands, their wives. I mean, you name it, cousins, brothers. So I know a lot of people say, find your nook, find your area where you can, set up. But
yeah, but where do you go?
The noise, so one of the biggest questions I have for everyone was, let's say you're in an interview. Sorry, I can't speak. Let's say you're in a interview and you are speaking to the hiring manager. And all of a sudden, your brother yells, "Go!" in the other room. How do you explain that to the interview? I mean, I know a lot of people are understanding because other people are working from home. Mm-hmm. But how do you think that that's the hiring manager is taking that into account? Like, wow, they can't keep things orderly, or it's too noisy in that house. Like, does that? I'm wondering if there's unconsciously if the hiring manager is taking that into account for their interview. So like, how do you juggle those things?
I don't know. I mean, I think it totally makes sense. I was on a call recently. It wasn't an interview, and her cute little son, like he was very active. I think that makes such a good point, because then it really touches upon bias.
Right.
And then because we already know that there's bias out there. And so I think that's another thing that's there. It's just very, very complicated. We'll explain more about that too. Okay. So the Microsoft Teams, definitely using Teams is a good one. I think it boils down to like how a person responds, or maybe like I'm the kind of person, I really like to practice diffusing the bomb, demystification. Right. So maybe up front it's, hey, I just want to let you know that, I've tried my best to have as, much silence as possible, but you may hear one of my family members. I think if somebody does that, like I'm thinking if I was interviewing someone and if they did that, I would think, oh, okay, great. And it makes sense. Like I'd be like, okay, opposed to the yelling goal and
not saying anything and just being like, mute.
Yes. Or out of the blue, it's like ding dong. Like, and I understand we have surprise guests and, but
Amazon.
Yes. But also in a way, it shows you as a person who's interviewing how they handle
situations.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen, especially if everyone's working from home. The reality is just you can't kick your family members out your house.
No, not really.
Right, exactly. Even if it's just for an hour, it's not going to always be realistic. So I really like that, diffusing the bomb before things, because that is a potential. So why not address it at the beginning?
Yeah, you definitely do.
So Carissa said, I think people are more understanding now because, people have to share space and parent while working from home, especially if they're doing the same. Exactly. And I think that's also a good conversation starter to have with your hiring manager or the person interviewing you, because the truth is this is new to every single person around the world. So that already kind of like seals the gap a little bit as far as, hey, this is the first time we're doing this, and having that conversation and diffusing the bomb, I think will just make that conversation and interview much more fruitful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Yep.
Oh, they're so sweet. No, she's like one of the hiring queens. Carissa has largely been involved with municipality hiring in dealing with testing. So Chris has definitely been involved in really high stakes level hiring, which is really important. Okay. And I think the other thing that this conversation, like just hiring in general, especially around pandemic, is what about people who don't have strong access to Wi-Fi? What about people where their access to the internet is through their phone?
That's very true, because that's realistic.
So
that is happening right now.
How is that handled? And is it just, okay, it's a deal breaker, or is it just dependent on the position, that if it's a Amazon warehouse position, that's okay. But if it's a more professional position, there's the expectation
that you need to have all your stuff together to perform the job. I know some people, at least for the interview itself, if they're having issues, they'll go somewhere has more, more secure internet service. But that's about it. After that one day in the interview, it's like you got to keep that connection going. You got to keep that internet connection going. So that is something that's challenging for folks who don't have internet access available to them every single day at their homes. We kind of take, COVID and the pandemic just makes you grateful for like the smallest things. You take Wi-Fi for granted, for example. So now we need to rely on it. It's our lifeline with the work, with everyone around the workplace and in the world.
It really is. For instance, we just have, all of the options are amazing. We particularly at KPC, we have a Zoom account. And so I contacted them recently because we need to upgrade. And so the rep there said that overnight they went from like 30 million users to like 300 million or something wild. So it was like, oh my gosh, that's insane. That's huge.
I can't even comprehend that jump.
It was crazy. So, it is. We take that for granted. So I've tried a couple things. So that is I know that's the carrot mash. Which one is because the sheets over, which one is that one?
That one, that's with the swordfish. I haven't tried the swordfish. I thought that the tuna was the swordfish. So that was the one that I was really eyeing. So I actually tried the tuna. It's amazing. It's amazing. And now I'm going to try the mash.
Oh, the mash is good. And isn't it carrot cauliflower mash?
Yeah, specifically carrot cauliflower mash. Yep. And then the swordfish.
Oh,
it's just amazing. So good. Kizzy, I'm taking your whole meal prep home. So what made you go into this? What made you go into hiring a professional chef during this time?
So, I have to preface this because it sounds like very expensive. Like, I don't know. For me, it makes me think, I don't know if anybody else feels like this. I think of professional chef. I think of like the butler from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think of that. I think of like something you see on TV.
Super formal,
Yes, Jenny.
Super expensive.
Yes, a chef. Yeah, she was wondering. So these came from, it's called Friends That Cook is the name of the company. So, over the years, I put on some weight. Man, this is not COVID. No. It's not even COVID. It's like 5 years. So I was like, I got to get it together. At first it was fun. It's like, I'm supporting the community. I'm getting food to go. And then it's just like, no, I'm just getting food to go because I want food to go. So I was like, okay, I got to fix this. I'm not eating healthy. It's definitely having an impact on me. So all of a sudden it came up on Instagram. So at first I thought it was a scam, y'all, because it came up like people come to your house. It's like 40 something an hour. I was like, okay, Miami, this is a scam. What is this? And then I did. And then I went to the website and I was like, okay, I'll put in my information. Let's see what happens. And lo and behold, a woman's called and she's also Midwestern because I'm originally from Michigan. So I was like, oh, okay, I can trust this company. They're not in Miami. No disrespect, Miami. I love you. But so she broke it down and explained that the way they work is a chef comes to your home. It's a chef that they vetted. They interview you, figure out what you want, and they go and they purchase the food for you. And then they cook in your kitchen. And I talked about you have to wear a mask and all of that. And she was like, not a problem. So Denise is the name of my chef, and she actually, I think, is like the first person they hired. So,
wow.
Yeah, for Florida.
Okay.
They have DC. You have to go online to see it, Friends That Cook. And what was amazing is she went through such a stringent
interview
hiring process. Like leading up to COVID, they interviewed her. They came to her house and had her cook at her house. At that time, she was working for a really well-known restaurant here in Miami called Komodo.
She worked at Komodo?
Yeah, she worked at Komodo.
Oh my gosh.
And she doesn't work there anymore. I'm not trying to like overshare. It's just because of everything with COVID. They're not open. So, so even leading up to COVID, yes, I can send Denise. Oh, you're in Tallahassee. Yeah, I can definitely send her there, Jenny. We'll make a road trip.
And and Carissa's also asking for the recipes.
Oh, that's a good point. You know what? I'll ask her. Okay. I'll ask Denise about that because what's cool about it, like the way I do it, she's usually cooking and then I'm here working or I'll leave. But for some people, like one of her clients just leaves her everything. He's like out. He's not even there. So wow. I don't know, and then the cool thing too about the recipes, and this is why I also find this to be so much fun, is she literally creates this on the fly. So she literally she comes in, we talk and I'll say, okay, I don't want any red meat or pork. I'm like, I only want this. And then she looks through everything and she's like, okay. And then she'll say like, is there anything you want this week? Or is there anything you want to incorporate? No. And she already knows I don't do dairy. I told her I don't want to do carbs.
I'm not even missing the carbs.
No, because it's so amazing. Creamy. And then she also knows that there's certain things like I don't want to keep in the house. So she'll take them with her. Like she was like, do you want this orange juice? I was like, no, Denise, I don't want the orange juice. So because it's just, everybody's different. So then she cooks and it's like having a real life Chopped every Thursday here is really what it's about.
It's an experience.
It's an experience. It's an experience. And the takeaway is just really like the fact that they went through all of these steps, because the other step is they had her fly to Kansas City, Missouri, like right before, I think she flew there maybe February or March. And then she had to cook like she was going to be in somebody's house. And she went through a background check. I feel like she went through more steps
than a regular job.
Than for a typical job.
Typical, really.
Yeah. So I felt very safe with them. And then I also it was really cool. I got to meet, I guess she's kind of like the regional manager. She was here at the house, I think 2 weeks ago. So it's just really cool. So I decided to do it for, personal weight loss reasons. It works. It's very price effective. I mean, when I would compare what was being spent.
Takeout, having takeout and stuff like that. Yep. Then you get an experience. I feel like you get a friend out of it. Like I want to meet Denise. I feel like she seems like a very, very cool person.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I have to give you a creamy spinach alert.
Rosemary.
I love it.
You love it?
I love it. And I kid you guys, I would tell you the truth. That creamy spinach is amazing. And I'm not a creamster.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes with creamy spinach, it's like, I know y'all have been to Boston Market.
Yes.
Have you guys seen that Boston Market creamy? And it's like, it looks gross.
It's just not good.
It looks like it got slime.
I never get it because it never looks appetizing.
It looks gross.
Yeah. So Carissa, I have a question for you. What recipe are you most interested in? Is it the swordfish one, the tuna, or the rosemary garlic chicken?
Oh, there's more of this too for you.
Okay, yes.
I had a really big breakfast.
Yeah, I will take the spinach. Thank you very much.
Yeah, which recipe are you interested in? Because I'll ask her because she just makes them there on the fly. It's really good. Yeah, and I like that it's not too creamy. It's not so creamy, you eat it and then you're like, how in the heck did that get on my shirt? Maybe y'all don't have that experience, but I do all the time.
I always have something on my shirt or the side right here, right?
Yeah, I bet everywhere.
What is everyone eating right now? Hope everyone's taking a little lunch break with us. Yeah. I'm going to keep digging into this creamy spinach. That's how you know you like it, right?
I'm going to type here.
Okay.
And I know some of you may be on different time zones. It might be a little early, might be a little late.
It could be breakfast. It could be dinner.
Okay, the carrot cauliflower. Ooh, I love Caesar salad.
Oh, okay.
Yummy, yummy.
The queen of Caesar salad is here. Like
I love Caesar salad.
We'll pick a Caesar salad over.
It's my favorite dish. My favorite meal.
Mm-hmm. With bacon. I love it with bacon.
Ooh, pre-made.
Delicious. Yummy. Okay, awesome. And that's what I'm talking about. Like what we're talking about here. You have your professional chef. I meal prep all the time. Jenny, she has, food that's been pre-made.
Yummy.
It's, even with the pandemic, it doesn't mean that you have extra time to go ahead and make yourself a meal every single day.
Yeah, because it's like overkill. Because we're inside a house or something like nonstop. It's nonstop. Ooh, what?
Blueberry, plum, blackberry, and banana smoothie.
Wow, Camilla always has something so yummy and elaborate.
With the plum?
I'm like, plum. Ooh.
Camilla just pass that over.
I
to
know,
the screen.
Camilla holding back on us there. That sounds good. That sounds so good. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. Oh,
snacking on some carrots. Why is everyone being so? Well, we're being healthy too.
Well, because I look
like
at the wedding photo. So
Jessica's such a beautiful wedding photo.
I know, it's so pretty.
Okay, some carrots and Greek yogurt dip. Ooh,
that sounds good.
And then
look at whoa. Okay.
All right, so we got some red and green sriracha ancient grain puffs, and going to make an Asian salad with white and red cabbage, kale, shredded carrots, wontons, ginger, and sesame dressing. Wait, Lord, do you make your own wontons? That's what you're telling me?
And be careful of that red cabbage, I learned that the hard way.
What happens with red cabbage?
Well, you gotta look that up. But the red cabbage, I didn't realize I love red cabbage so much. And Denise made this red cabbage salad with I don't know if it was a balsamic vinaigrette, and she put a bit of craisins on it. Yeah, I ate too much of that thing. That was one of the best dishes ever. Ooh, fried chicken with pasta. That sounds
I'm not gonna lie. I need some fried chicken today.
Where are you going for that?
I don't know.
I'm like,
but I woke up this morning. I knew we were gonna have obviously healthy dishes. I always have healthy dishes, but I woke up this morning. I was like, fried chicken.
She learned in her vegan cooking class. Yeah, well, fried chicken's. I don't know where. I mean, Denise has made an amazing. Okay. If you look it up, you'll see I'm not alone. Also, okay if I am alone. I'll accept it.
But you loved it though. It's just different effects.
I overloved it. I could not get enough of it. She hasn't made a dish where I'm like, oh, I don't like that. There was one dish she made. Actually, I take that back because I forgot to tell her that I don't eat mayonnaise. You know what? I don't know. It's almost like being in an interview where it's you're pressured or you're there. I don't know. I'm not saying I was nervous, but she asked, what don't you consume? I forgot to tell her alcohol and I forgot to say mayonnaise. So then one of the dishes was a coleslaw. Mm-hmm. So I gave that away, but they loved it. The person who I gave it to was all about that coleslaw. They said it was amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's having wings tonight. Ooh, that sounds good. You're not terrible, Jenny.
You're not terrible. Yeah, and you're having a Caesar salad for lunch. You're good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's all about balance, I feel like.
And you're there in Tallahassee, girl. You got to do that. What else are you going to do in Tallahassee? But so we'll have to figure out the fried chicken thing. We'll definitely have to figure that out. There was this other.
We might have to have a fried chicken episode one.
We could have a fried chicken.
So after,
Well, no, so Denise, one dish that I had her make, which was incredible, was, I told her, I said, Denise, I would love either like chicken strips or egg rolls in the air fryer because I have like this massive air fryer. So she was down because she was like, you know what, because I've never really used one before. And so she's like, okay, excuse me. And I like to be surprised. I don't want to be like, I just, whatever. I'm always, I love like the grand reveal.
Yeah.
And because she literally packages it up based on the Tupperware I have available. And then she labels it. So she made the most amazing chicken strips. So it's like free range chicken. And then she used like the, I don't know what kind of crumbs. And then it was spicy. And then she also made Japanese sweet potato French fries in the air fryer. Y'all don't even, I ate
Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese sweet potato is my favorite.
What's the difference?
It's white and creamy. It's not, it's sweet, but it tastes, like your brain is saying potato, and then the rest of you is like saying sweet, something sweet.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with you. Everything is better in the air fryer.
Everything.
I
use that thing for fried chicken. Yep, it's good in the air fryer too.
Yeah, and I'm there with you too. Yeah, it was so good. And it was perfect because it was like small strips. So it was really, really good how she did that. So, oh my gosh, it was so good.
I remember you mentioning that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you got to try the chicken too. I'm like, don't forget about that.
No, I ate all of the chicken. I ate the entire rosemary garlic chicken.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Cream spinach.
Which one is this one?
This is the tuna.
So far, if you were to rate these, what would you give them? Like a 1 to 10 scale. And if you want to write it down, you can do that too. If you don't, if you want to, I got you a pen.
I'll write it down.
I mean, I'm biased. I give her 11.
Oh, wow.
But I'm just going to,
For each dish?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, so
me,
let's start with the rosemary garlic chicken.
She gets this all day, every day from me.
Okay, that's for everything?
Yeah, but yours is more unbiased. Like
You've had a lot of dishes.
Yeah, I know what she's capable of.
And I know that you like the shrimp one too.
Oh, the shrimp one. Oh, it's so yummy. So what is this rating is for?
I give the garlic chicken a 10 and the cream spinach because, as you guys know, I don't like cream spinach. And when you make me like something that I never liked before, that's a 10. That you're winning. Now I'm actually, I don't know. I think I just need Denise's cream spinach. I don't know if I can have it in other places. As far as the swordfish over the carrot cauliflower,
that was so good.
Yes, I will give that a 9. I will give it a 9, and that's me being really, really picky, only because I have the garlic chicken, and that one's the 10. Yeah, that's really the only reason why.
We can relate.
And then we have the tuna. And the tuna, I will also give it a 9. Yes. And there's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just really the cream spinach just opened my eyes because it takes a lot for you to, make me want something that I never liked before. So I'm completely convinced that now I like creamy spinach.
I think, and it speaks volumes. And she didn't use dairy in it too.
I actually taste the coconut. And it blends so well. So well. But yeah. So yeah, those are my votes. Since the chicken dish is done, I guess I will continue on with the tuna.
Yeah. Well, and then the
swordfish.
Yeah. It was swordfish. I don't think I got any. Did I get swordfish? I don't think I did. I don't think we served that one. No, is that tuna?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't serve the tuna.
Here you go. Oh,
okay.
Let me do it this way.
Here, you can. Is that a clean fork?
No.
Oh,
you can take those.
I mean,
we're trying to make sure we have healthy precautions.
Healthy precautions, and it's like, just take the little leftovers on the plate, Kizzy. Here you go. That's what I got. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was hungry.
Not offended.
But so did Denise find the interviewing process, like you were talking about before, how rigorous it was? Did she find it to be exhausting? Was she happy that it was this thorough?
It was really funny because we've gotten to know each other well. She also thought it was a scam. I think she said the ad was posted on Craigslist. and this is not a ding against Craigslist or anything of that nature. I think sometimes there's a bad connotation affiliated with Craigslist, especially here in Miami, just given the history of Miami. So she saw it and she thought, oh yeah, they're going to pay me X amount of money to go to somebody's house to cook. You got to be kidding me. She was like, okay, whatever. But she applied anyways because she was looking to, she did it as a way to supplement her income.
Right.
Because at that time she was working full time
for Komodo.
For Komodo. We have a quick question. I said to her, well done, how the swordfish was cooked. I just asked for well done only because it's just my personal preference. And since like she's a real chef, I was like, well, I don't want it like, I just personally didn't want it cooked how maybe they would cook it at a restaurant. Cause I feel like it's different because the other thing about the meals, I literally eat them over the week. So these are meals for the entire week.
Right.
And sometimes what I'll do is I'll freeze them. And so then that way,
is so smart.
I have meals to take with me because I'm going like to Melbourne soon. So, and I have this cooler that I put in the car. So I can plug this cooler in and then you take
ready
them
for the road.
Right. Then you're ready for the road. And it's because, and on top of it, everything, like all of the vegetables and things, can't exactly see it, but they're all fresh. Like nothing's, the only thing that may be frozen is like, it's not, is like chicken, or she has leftover chicken from the week before. So that is why I have it cooked that way. But so she thought it was a scam, and then, but turned out it wasn't. I think she really appreciated it.
The interview process.
She was really nervous.
It's a scam at first.
And she was really nervous because they came to her house. And so she was like, my kid is running around. She's like, I got so nervous. I broke a bottle of wine on the floor. And so
when they were in there. Oh
and she said like that her boss was like, okay, so cook a French dish.
And that's it. That's all she said.
Yeah.
But did she have stuff already there? Like she knew like.
Well, it goes back to the whole premise of their business model.
Right.
They make what you have. She buys additional ingredients based on the budget you give her. Gotcha. So I give her cash because I really like cash. I think I understand with COVID, but I just, and she's been cool with using the cash. I like to give cash opposed to giving her a card or a gift card. And then that's basically it.
That she just follows the budget and whatever you compare with what you have at home with what's needed. Right. And then what you're kind of feeling for that week. Because she always consults with you at the beginning of the week. What are you feeling? What do you want? Okay.
Yes. And it's a 3-week minimum. Hi, Rick. What's up? Hi. I love this. I love all the emojis. That's so beautiful. Rick. Thank you, Rick. These are beautiful.
I feel like there's a bunch of like positive energy and love.
I know. I love it. I'm like, ooh, it's so lovely.
And the seasoning wise for the swordfish?
Yeah, you got to read it out because I don't really.
It was just grilled swordfish. I really feel like she seasoned it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and let it do its thing. It didn't need much. Like I think swordfish is. I mean, I love me a good sauce, but sometimes the fish is just so good with salt and pepper. Yeah. So I know you guys are almost ready for that giveaway. It's definitely happening and taking place soon.
Oh yeah, I know. I keep it all up just in case, just life of an entrepreneur. Keep it up just in case there's something there.
Right.
Yeah, we got to do a giveaway.
Yep.
But I think I don't know. This is what I kind of want to do.
Okay.
I want to know, like, I didn't put it on here. I want to know, like, worst interviewing experience. I want to do, like, a giveaway for, like, the worst experience you've ever had in an interview.
Okay.
Like, whatever, pre, post, during COVID. It could have been 20 years ago. I don't know if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm kind of like thinking about my own experiences too, like while people are thinking about theirs.
Like your worst interview experience.
And we'll pick the worst of the worst?
Yeah, we're going to pick the worst of the worst.
Woohoo! Okay.
Pick the worst of the worst. You'll either get a gift card or cash. I mean, maybe you don't want that. That's cool. If not, it's all right. I'll take it.
Right.
But I wanted
Yes.
like the worst interview. Hey,
That's
Scat.
Nick.
What's up, Nick?
Thank you.
Look at that. He's like incognito. Wow. Oh, so cute.
Thank
so
you.
nice.
Yeah, so our giveaway is
worst interview
ever.
Like if you can, even if you pull out just something small, like, I mean, I don't know if I should. I feel like I should share to get it started.
Yeah, we'll share some.
Or do you want to share first?
I'm still thinking about my worst.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I remember when it was like early on when I lived in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have two.
Okay.
So the worst one was, so I was I think this is when we lived in Evansville, Indiana. And so I'm like 15 and I'm like, oh, I want a job. And my parents always supported me to like work. Mm-hmm. And so I really gravitated to like call centers, telemarketing, because I was like that little kid that was constantly on the phone. Surprise, surprise. And so my mom accompanied me. So we went to the interview, which also shows you is, how people want to stereotype nowadays about like helicopter parents. And I mean, sometimes it's what parents do, right?
Right.
So my mom came with me to the interview, and I think it was a place where they were raising money for vets or police, or the premise was we're getting money to go toward a greater good.
Okay.
And I remember the guy was like kind of different looking. It was kind of smelly. I think he had an ashtray on his desk. Yours truly's all like, oh, I want this job because it paid a lot of money. And he had a dog under his desk. And during the interview, the dog went to the bathroom. And I just remember seeing urine like running all over the carpet.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
But I thought you were going to say, like, I wanted to play with the dog or...
No.
Mm-hmm. But did you actually end up...
I did not take that job.
Okay, I was like, I need to know the ending of the story.
Take that job. It was disgusting. It was so sad. Okay, here's Jenny's.
Walking in and nobody asked me questions because they had already interviewed someone and selected them. I started crying in the middle because I knew all these people. It was dead silent. Awkward. Why would they even do that, Jenny?
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
That's a really bad one.
We may have to give out a couple because I have a feeling. Oh, Sarah, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
That's bad. Busted. And Jenny, and for everyone else watching, it is so common. And I really despise that. When companies or people, any kind of organization, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of organization where they feel like, well, but we have to interview. It's like, it's not like that. It's not like, oh, I have to pay taxes. It's not like that. Like, it's like, you can just own up. Yeah, you do have to pay taxes. You can just own up and say, look, we've made a decision. This is our decision. And you justify it. Why put people like you and others through these artificial experiences? Because the thing is about interviews, it's a reflection of the organization.
Very much so.
It's a huge reflection of the organization. And we now have these things called like websites where people will talk about their interviewing experience, not just working there. So ridiculous. Okay.
And it's just not like, the company looking like to see if you're a great fit, but the person needs to also see that.
Yes.
Right. So they don't understand that it is like you're dating almost.
Yes.
And then soon to want to get married. But
definitely
the dating stage is very important on both sides.
It sure is. Okay.
All right. So Carissa says, I was in an interview for an assistant job and it was my third company interview. Your third. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And I was talking with the CEO. I had a master's degree. The CEO didn't. I spent half the interview trying to convince the CEO that I wasn't there to come for his job. I just needed a part-time gig. It was weird. That is awkward. That's awkward.
That is.
It's like, why?
And then it's so awkward, and it's so sad that the CEO was so insecure.
Right.
Now, granted, I've had my insecurities, and I still have, and I've come a long way. But the fact that Carissa, you were able to sense that, and you were on the receiving end of that in an interview, I mean, that's just heartbreaking. Right. That's definitely heartbreaking, because I think many of us, we have worked either with, for, or around people who are like that.
Yep.
So we get it, but that's that's unacceptable. I'm sorry that happened to you. Just
and like you gotta have, it's like, you're trying to make that person feel comfortable about themselves, and it was just like, that was not the goal of this interaction for
it was
today.
not. It was
right.
not.
You're like, you all of
goal.
a sudden you became like a counselor. Right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and it's like, is this a joke? Like what? And then it's not. So.
Oh, I love the camaraderie here with Carissa. Sorry that happened to you, in terms of Jenny, and Jenny's just like, thanks, Carissa. It wasn't meant to be. Yep, exactly.
It was not meant to be. And sometimes that's really important. Like, it's not meant to be. Like we think, like, you're like, but I've had dreams. I've always wanted to work for this company.
Right.
And then it doesn't happen. And it's like, well, maybe that's what you're not meant to do.
And honestly, you have to just let it take its course, because sometimes you do get that interview that you want so bad, and then you go into the organization and it's definitely what you did not want. Yeah. It's the total opposite. So, just taking everything as it comes and knowing that you're going to land where you need to land is very, very important as well. Because even with the best of interviews, once you're in an organization, things can change.
Oh, yes, definitely change. So, we have another one.
Okay. So Jess says, I one time was a temp in a position for over 1.5 years. They were making the position an employee position. Okay, not a temp position. They made me go through the interview process to keep my job, even though they wanted to hire me. So, wow. Okay, I mean, I get that a little bit, just to be fair. It was awkward to answer their interview questions about my current position because they already knew everything I do. Exactly. That is weird. I guess putting you into the interview process, it was try to make it not, discriminatory against others who are interviewing. But if they know they want you,
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, I mean, you were already there.
Right.
So it's not discriminatory in that, like, you're already in the position, you're already doing the job. So it's no different than how companies, including ours, where you use the internship program as a funnel.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
They may interview the intern to find out if maybe one department is better than the other, but you're already there. They already know you can perform and do the job. So It just seems like a waste of resources.
Yeah.
A waste of resources and making you fight for something that you
already do. Yeah, you already do. Yeah, exactly.
You proved yourself. Because if not, then they wouldn't have wanted to interview. Now, I do understand, like, maybe for certain government jobs or
they have other hires that are just as legible for, or like they meet the requirements of the job. They may say, okay, everyone has to go through the interview process, just because there are people in the pool who don't work there. Like, yeah, Jess, you definitely had a upper advantage, but that's still kind of weird. And I think they just need to find a new system for that. Like, if you're going to interview for a job that you already do, and you have others who are going to be interviewing for that job, do something with the person's already doing with the job, because they're already doing it. Like, you're going backwards if they're interviewing.
Yeah, so this doesn't make sense.
Ooh.
Okay, so Dana has one.
So at Jessica, my company requires an application process to transition temp employees to perm, but not an interview. That's a step too far. Exactly, an application process. Exactly.
I like that. That's a really good suggestion, Dana, to have like an application process.
Right, exactly.
That's good, because that's how you justify. You're like, okay, so now Jess has gone through, she's proven herself, now she's completed the application, and then the company has stated this is our process, instead of like, well, I guess we got to interview her,
put you back in the pool.
That's what we have to do, and then it's just weird, and then you're kind of like, why am I here?
Yeah, that is really weird.
It's very awkward. It can be very awkward.
Yeah.
But you haven't answered yet. So I have so many stories.
So I personally haven't had like really like horrific interview experiences, but I did have a similar experience. I forget who mentioned it. No, Carissa, your experience is very, very unique.
Yeah,
but I think
that's sad.
No, it wasn't Jenny. Didn't someone mention this before? No, it wasn't the temp. I think it was a part of. No, I think it was a part of the conversation that we had earlier. But I just had someone. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, no, it was Jenny, because Jenny was talking about the individual who she was in an interview, but they already had hired someone.
Yeah.
Now, in my case, they had not hired the person. They were basically, that the person who was basically going to get the job, and I just so happened to be like the last interview in a way.
Oh.
And yeah, so it was like, he was kind of already making his decision, but he's like, I want to see her, which is fair if you do that because you haven't made a decision. So that's fair. But when I was in the interview, he basically laid it out to me like, I'm interested in someone else. How are you going to beat that? And I felt like as an interview is like, well, I don't even know, like, I don't feel like I should be compared to another person. Like, let me just have my interview. Let me have my experience. I felt like I had to kind of now compete with a ghost, like someone that I didn't even know. And, he was actually in the interview room weighing the cons and pros of both of us. Like, he was actually trying to, like, I guess I was helping him with his decision. Like, like I was just like, well, I mean, yeah, because, one of the things that he was going back and forth was that she was way older, had way more experience. She was going to gain the credibility of the people that work there. Because the age, I guess, group of the people that work there are like, I would be the youngest person working in the company is basically what he was telling me.
Okay.
So, which I had no problems with, but to him,
he clearly did.
Yeah, he clearly did. And every, pro and con, it was like I had to continuously like say, but yeah, she may have this, she may be older, but I've done this, I've done that, and I felt like I had to do a lot of that. And while it wasn't like a terrible interview, it was just one that was kind of awkward for me.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
Yeah,
that sounds really bad in that you were put in a position where you had to battle, like you said, against a ghost. Yeah. And that's not the point of an interview, unless like, I don't know, maybe like if you're training for WWE or UFC,
I'm saying,
or an athlete, like maybe you're put in a position where or like if you play an instrument, I understand that.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Who says and does that in interview? You should compare applicants to
not to each other.
Right.
You can't compare them to each other. That's really bad. So before we do the giveaway, because I have an idea, we'll
brainstorm.
We'll brainstorm. Yes. There's definitely plethora of bad experiences interviewing and a lot of things that people shouldn't do, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that people are doing right. Mm-hmm. I know there's like a big influx of people having kind of like interview or personless interviews, where like you go to a website and maybe the questions will pop up like we have here, Chris's remark. And so the question may come up and then it'll start recording and you answer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so then those who evaluate your responses are evaluating your video against a set kind of rubric.
Got it. So it makes it more objective.
You're right. To Chris's point of you're comparing to the KSAs, the knowledge, skills, and abilities, right, opposed to we're comparing Carissa with Stephanie, right?
Exactly.
So we're getting away from that. So there's a lot of great things. And also, I want to highlight, and I can't speak for everybody who's on right now, but I know I'm also very grateful, and I know many of you are, for the fact that we are employed, especially in this current situation that we're employed. And maybe some of us have multiple positions or you have multiple revenues.
Maybe even income. New things have opened up because of this.
Maybe new opportunities. Yep. I know on our end, a lot around webinars have opened up, or things of that nature. So it's really important to also recognize those blessings that are out there and just having gratitude. I'm very grateful for this and being able to also share with you and to enjoy this amazing food with you.
Yes.
So I just wanted to express
so much
that.
in store.
Definitely want to express that. So we got to get to
let's make sure we have. So any more last minute?
Yeah, worst
interviews, stories. Any last minute ones before we select a winner? And what we're doing now is just looking at the stories as well and picking our winner. Let's see
if there's any more. Okay. I give it another second. Let me make sure I have everything right.
Let me know
here.
when I hit that drum roll. See?
Okay. Oh, I didn't save it. Oh boy.
All right. It looks like so all responses have been submitted. It is 12:59.
Wow. Put down your pencils.
Put down your pencils.
Put down your pencils.
We are about to let everyone know we have decided on.
Okay. Ready? Drum
winners. And we have Carissa and Jenny.
Giveaway. You're the winner.
Yes, we have 2 winners today. Last time we have 1, so it's always random. Just come by and you never know what will happen, right?
Yes, and we'll ping you because it'll probably be Cash. I like Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, we can change that. But yes, congratulations because those stories were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
They were really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad. So I hope nobody has to ever go through these things
at all.
That's like really bad. It's really bad. So again, just want to say a thank you.
Yeah, I want to really thank everyone for joining us. As you know, this takes place once a month.
Once a month. We're so grateful. We know that you had a great time. If there's anything, I put next week, we mean next month. But if there's something, let's see if
that
I can edit that.
Talk about next month, let us know. We have a lot in store. I just want to let you guys know, like, this is just going to be a continuous build up.
Yes. So if there's anything that you would love for us to talk about in the future, feel free to engage on
awesome.
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok. She's on Facebook, Instagram.
I just got a
LinkedIn.
TikTok.
She just got on TikTok.
Life is changing.
Whatever you want us to discuss or other foods you want us to try, I can have Denise make them. We may order some food later on. The problem locally is many of the restaurants here are closed. So there really aren't many options, and it makes more sense to have something that's made. So
sounds good. Well, we have a lot again in store for you all next month. We'll look out for our new flyer. We'll really give you the theme of next month's discussion, and of course, what we're going to be doing for food. Who knows? We might make something.
Oh yes,
something. We have a lot of ideas. So, be in store for next month.
That'd be good. We could have Denise do something. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's always great.
Till next time, teens. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.